I'm sorry. Who?
Hello, Deputy Chief Rennis here.
Deputy Chief Rennis. Okay, I didn't know. You said your name was Brad Rennis on the.
That's who I am.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is Heidi Flugheft, returning your message that you had left like 15 minutes ago. Yeah, my main concern is your officers have done nothing with the evidence that they received. I have the police report to prove it. It's all full of holes and lies, and I would really like to get that evidence, including the pictures and the fluid and hair samples, back. I'll pay for a lab to analyze them myself, and my physician would like to get a look at the pictures.
You can certainly have, it sounds like you already have the police report from us. You can certainly request the pictures, and it comes on, there's obviously going to be a fee for those, whatever processing fee for the photos.
Why would there be a processing fee when the hospital was the one to take them?
Well,
The hospital took them. I'll pay the fee to the hospital. I don't want to pay you guys for anything.
Well, if they turn those over and whatnot, I don't know.
Then there's no processing that you guys did. You just took the pictures from the hospital and you hung on to them and did nothing with them.
Alright, I can tell you this, Heidi, from the start. If you're going to sit and just yell at me, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm here to try to filter through whatever your number of phone calls, what you're trying to get here. Now, at this point in time, you've pled guilty to telling us that your story was a lie.
No, I didn't.
Well, the court said you pled no contest, which is...
Yeah, the court says that I pled no contest to obstruction of justice, which is a bullshit charge to begin with, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's why you have attorneys, so if it was...
Yeah, a court-appointed attorney who didn't really care to do anything for me in the first place, so go ahead.
Okay, so I don't want to argue those points. So we've gone through the process. It's been 6 years for us.
You didn't do anything. I read the report. You didn't do anything.
Well, they interviewed you. They interviewed witnesses.
They didn't interview anybody. I was never interviewed, by the way.
You were talking to at the hospital, if I remember right.
By the SANE, not by anybody else. Kyle Roeder was in the middle of interviewing me when Sergeant Travis Coella came and interrupted and told him he couldn't interview me. He was taken off the case, and then you guys didn't do anything about it. You guys told me that I would have to submit a report to the commissioner of Altoona, which I did, and which he just ignored also, and you didn't do anything.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion, and...
That is fact. I can prove it to you in black and white with your report.
Okay. So you can have the police reports, you can have any photos that we have. The evidentiary stuff stays evidentiary.
Why? You aren't doing anything with it.
Well, it's still being held and pending whatever...
For what? You're not doing anything with it. It's been 6 years. I should think that if you were going to do anything with it, you would have done something with it. There were samples taken off of my body. I think I deserve to have them.
Sure. Well,
And my doctor agrees.
okay, you can certainly have your doctor call me. I mean, I can talk to your doctor and see. I would prefer in this case to talk to an attorney, but those are, because that's really what you need to do is if in fact...
All right, I'll have my attorney call you.
That's fine. You can certainly have an attorney call me. And if there's something that they want to do to go through the court to have the evidentiary DNA samples returned to you, and the court orders us to, we certainly will. Otherwise, I think we continue to hold on to those pending any outcome of whatever is going on here.
You didn't do anything with it.
Because there's nothing criminal to do with it.
Yes, there is something criminal to be done with it. There were fluids taken off my body that you never even sent to the lab. You don't know what fluids they were.
Because we don't have, okay. And that's fine. We just don't arbitrarily send them to the lab, even though they're...
Well, send them to the lab then, and then send me the report.
We don't have any case to send them to the lab on.
Yes, you do.
Okay. And that, again, is your opinion that...
I submitted a complaint. You guys just never followed through with it. It's not my fault, is it?
We didn't follow through.
No, you didn't. I read the report. You didn't do anything except ask each other a couple of casual questions. That's all you did. You didn't interview, you didn't interrogate, you didn't do anything. Which is why I'm filing, oh, by the way, since I have you on the phone, that's the other thing I want to do. File formal complaints against Sergeant Coella, Officer Roeder, Officer Kuhn, and let's see.
Yeah, and based upon timeliness in 6 years, I wouldn't take those complaints.
Well, then I'll file formal charges.
Well,
I just now got the police report. I had to go through the city manager to get you guys to release the report to me.
It could have been released. You had access to the report through your attorney.
Yeah, well, court-appointed attorneys pretty much work for you guys.
They don't work for us.
Oh, yeah, they do. They might not on paper, but they pretty much do. Same with the DA. They all work for you guys. They all participated in the cover-up. The conspiracy. That's what you guys did. You conspired to commit a crime against me and cover it up.
Yep, well, that again is your opinion. I agree with you.
It's a fact. Like I said, I have it in black and white now.
And I will not be, I won't be doing any complaint investigation on officers from a 6-year-old complaint.
Yeah, it figures. You wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have done it if I had tried to file it years ago and you didn't do anything about it then either.
Well, I certainly didn't have the opportunity to make that decision then.
Oh, yes, you did.
Well,
I sent reports to everyone. In fact, if you want to ask me, I think that's why Peggy Lautenschlager got pulled over for a DUI. I think you guys all throughout Wisconsin, you boys in blue, you conspire with each other and you screw everybody that opposes you over. That's what you guys do.
okay. Certainly is your opinion again. So I'm here to tell you, number one, is that we won't be doing any internal investigation.
Figures. You didn't do one back then and you won't do one now, so big surprise there. This is being recorded, by the way, and it'll be uploaded to YouTube.
I'm not saying anything that I wouldn't say to anyone else, and I'll have a memo that covers my conversation with you today.
Yeah, that'll be full of holes and lies and bullshit like you guys usually do.
And then, if you need any additional reports that we may have access to, you can certainly make a request and get those. I'm not sure of any photos, if the photos were ever returned to us.
Oh, they were. I called the hospital and they know that they were turned over to you guys.
You can certainly make a request and have those sent to you. I believe there is a charge for the processing of that
The
request.
processing is bullshit because you guys didn't even take the photos.
Doesn't matter. We still have them stored and we have to retrieve them.
Stored. Give me a break.
So it all has a cost.
It costs to store evidence. God, you guys are such a racket. You know what? That's what I think. It's like you guys are worse than the mob.
Well, that's certainly your opinion.
Well,
And,
it's a lot of people's opinions
any
these
other
days.
questions you have, Heidi, of the department? I mean, I certainly would ask that, there's no reason for you to continually ask us for the same thing. Yeah.
No, I'll have my lawyer get them.
And
No problem.
Who would be your lawyer that would contact me? You can certainly share my phone number with them.
Oh, gee, thanks.
And so who would that be?
That's none of your business at this point.
Well, if they're going to call me, it'd be nice to know who was calling you, and I would have an understanding of.
He has an agreement on file. He'll identify himself.
Okay. All right. Well, certainly you can share my phone number, so it's a direct contact for him. And again, you can have access to those without an attorney. Just the evidence stuff at this point in time, unless the city attorney or others tell me to turn it over.
All right, I'll call the city attorney.
And then I wouldn't see any reason why I would do that. Typically, your clothing is returned to you at some point, and that's kind of an up in the air issue whether that can be returned. So we'll just have a couple of clothing items from you.
Do you have the number for the city attorney?
Well, I haven't talked to them, so it doesn't make any difference if you call me. Wouldn't know what you were talking about. At some point, I may contact them. Really, I would talk to your attorney and say, what are my options?
I'm not really interested in your advice. I wanted your cooperation, and I know I'm not going to get it.
Well, see, the city attorney represents
Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell the city attorney that I'm trying to file a complaint that you won't take. I will. So if you don't give me the phone number, it's no problem. I'll look it up on Google.
Well, I certainly can look it
But-
up, and then the other option is the Police and Fire Commission, but again, these aren't timely. You're talking 6 years.
I reported it way back when. It was you guys that didn't do anything about it. I don't see why, since I reported it way back when and you guys decided to ignore me, I had to go after you like a pit bull to get you to do anything about that. In fact, I called the senator's office in order to try to figure out how to get you guys to do your jobs, and that's what they told me, is that they would give you guys a call. So, and I'll keep calling, and I'll keep going over everybody's heads. So at this point, I'll go to the city attorney and I'll tell them that you won't take my complaint, that I want to file a complaint for dereliction of duty that I didn't even know up until I received a copy of the police report, not even a whole month ago. I didn't even know how lame you guys were and how you basically blew off doing your job. I assumed you did a full investigation aside from not interviewing me ever. I knew that happened because I knew Quella came over to my house 2 weeks later, and I thought he was going to interview me at the time, and I was making a cup of coffee, but no, he arrested me instead for bail jumping and obstruction of justice, which was total bullshit charge. I've realized, I've done some research since, and I realized that's how you guys do your what you call your job, which is basically covering your asses. So I get that now. I didn't get that then. After having been sexually assaulted, tased, maced, and otherwise brutalized by you guys, and then having to serve jail time for it, my whole life was turned upside down. I left the area. I was on the verge of becoming a prostitute or committing suicide. And then I met my husband, who grew up with a bunch of guys who became cops, from the south side of Chicago. And he was telling me stories about how they brag about raping prostitutes for sport. And that's when I realized what you guys are really all about.
And certainly those are things
You're a scumbag. You're scumbags in blue. That's all you are. You're gangs. You're a gang in blue. And now I understand. Now I have sympathy also for the gangbangers, say like in LA. That's what they're doing. They're trying to protect themselves from you racist slime. I get it now.
I don't know what else to tell you. You obviously have your opinions, and I've told you what I can do for you. And
You're not doing shit for me. All you're doing is telling me you won't take my complaint. You're telling me you won't take my complaint. That's what you're telling me.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're not doing shit for me. So you can't do anything for me, just like you never did anything for me back then. Back when I first lodged the complaint 3 days after it happened. At the hospital, you guys wouldn't do anything for me then, as you should have. And you won't do anything for me now, as you should. And that's fine. That's you guys not doing your jobs. You're getting paid for doing nothing except covering each other's asses. So what are you telling me? You're telling me that you're not going to do anything. You're not going to do your job. I get it.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yep. That's what you're saying.
That's what it is,
And no, that's exactly what you're expressing. That's exactly what you're telling me, Deputy Chief Rennis.
Yep.
Yep.
Is there anything else that I can help you with today?
You can rot in hell.
Okay.
I know you will.
I'm going to end the phone call then, because we don't seem to be getting anywhere. And certainly, good luck, but I think you need to step back and look at this a little differently.
Oh, I've looked at it all different kinds of ways. I've looked at it all different kinds of ways, and every single way you're scum. Especially since you won't do anything about the bad officers that you have on your payroll.
Okay.
You yourself being one of them, I guess. So I'm just going to keep complaining, and I'll keep writing letters, and I'll keep going up the ladder.
And I want to leave you with the
And I hope to God your unions get busted down, and you guys can't cover each other's asses anymore.
Okay. And just remember, I want to inform you, there's two other things, is that you have 2 outstanding warrants.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What is that for? One is for non-payment of child support. What's the other one for? Because you guys keep making up these warrants, and I keep trying to call to get them taken care of. My lawyer's trying to do that right now, but you guys keep denying. You say that there's warrants out there, and then I call, and then there's no warrants out there. So what are they for? What are they for, sir? Because I know you always want to put everybody on the defensive.
Maybe if you shut your mouth and listen for a minute, I'll tell you what they are, as I've tried to for the last 3 minutes.
You know, I could actually count, and it wasn't 3 minutes.
No wonder there's things like this in your life.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what was that?
You can contact the Chippewa.
No, I'm sorry, what did you say before that?
And the sheriff's office.
No, what did you say before that? What did you... Oh, you don't want to repeat what you say?
And computer harassment. And then you have an outstanding child support warrant in the county of Eau Claire. You can contact the child support agency and see if you can work that out. And those are the two warrants, and you can certainly work on getting those taken care of by contacting those agencies. Any questions?
Yeah, I'm trying to ask you what you said before all that, and you keep...
You need to quit being disrespectful and listen.
Quit being disrespectful to the agency who covers up a sexual assault and brutalization by your own officers. I need to be respectful of you, and then you won't even do anything about it. And I'm supposed to be respectful of you.
Okay. So then you can certainly have your attorney contact me at any time, and hopefully I can maybe have a more respectful conversation, and where we can maybe look at other things that need to happen to help you resolve this issue or not. But that's certainly up to you if you want to have your attorney call me. Alright?
Fuck off.
Alright, have a nice day.
Kiss my ass.